All right, for more on this, we are now being joined by Imtiaz Gul, who's a senior journalist from Islamabad. Welcome to WION. I wanted to get to it directly, sir. Given how long it has taken with 6 rounds of talks, how stable do you feel this coalition between PPP and PMLN will be?
Well, I think the fears have been that this is not going to be a stable government at all, with a lot of problems facing Pakistan, particularly the economy is in dire straits, financial health of the country is not good. So that's why the People's Party was reluctant in becoming part of the government. So was the Pakistan Muslim League, but because the Pakistan Muslim League had a lot of stakes, there were a lot of apparently understandings between the military establishment and the Pakistan Muslim League. And that's why I think the pressure eventually worked that somehow there has to be a coalition government. The two parties have to form a government to steer the country out of this political and economic crisis. And that's why this reluctance on the one hand by the People's Party and the insistence on several posts, constitutional posts that the party wanted. This is for us, this is like a side talk, but this is the fate of this country to be now ruled by two. One is the Bhutto Zardari, and then the other one is the Sharifs. The People's Party had insisting on a the presidential slot after March. That presidential candidate would be again Asif Ali Zardari. So this most probably the sticking point why it took so long.
Mr. Gul, I also wanted to just come back to the two things that you mentioned, that there was pressure to form a coalition and there was also a certain reluctance to form a coalition. Now, on Monday, the SIC wrote to the Election Commission of Pakistan to indicate that 50 PTI-backed independents had joined their party. On Tuesday, the 6th round of talks happened between PPP and PMLN, and finally they came to a conclusion. Till then, that conclusion they had not arrived at any kind of a common understanding. I just wanted to understand from you, do you feel the PTI independents and SIC cozying up together caused them to quickly arrive at a coalition arrangement?
I mean, this was one pushing factor. It's not just the Sunni Council, it's also Majlis Wahdatul Muslimin. So what the PTI was co-opt two parties, one representing the Sunnis and the other one representing the Shias of the country. So that way was a master stroke by the PTI, co-opting all parties that are on the fringe, but they represent wide swaths of the population, and in a way demonstrating the inclusiveness and the cohesion of the party, that it represents all shades of people. Now, obviously, there are still a lot of cases stuck with the election tribunals. The disputes that had arisen out of the election results. So we don't know what happens to that, but as of now, it seems that the question of government formation has been resolved, and that would mean that the PTI, which obviously stood on the top as far as the number is concerned, shall have to contend with the role as an opposition party in the National Assembly, and probably that is how things will move forward. How long can we move forward, to what extent, that remains to be seen.
Mr. Gul, now Nawaz Sharif returned. He had a grand returning to Pakistan. He was pegged as the favourite when he started campaigning. Now Shehbaz Sharif has been announced as the next Pakistan Prime Minister. Why Shehbaz and why not Nawaz? Now I just want to also add here, Nawaz Sharif's daughter and political heir had said that this was because her father did not want to head a coalition government. Is it that simple, or is there more here?
Well, I think the Nawaz Sharif card did not play well. The party and its supporters had expected that it would sweep the elections. Whereas both the People's Party and the Pakistan Muslim League failed to read the sentiment on ground. The sentiment on ground was simply for Imran Khan. It would not be necessarily just for Imran Khan, but a discontent with the system, a discontent with the majority of the stakeholder. And probably this was an unprecedented election in which a party whose candidates were blocked from in all possible ways. They were not even allowed a corner meeting. So they were harassed. They were being driven from one court to the other. Without any campaigning, this party secured most of the seats, or its backed candidates.
Yes.
So this was a big snub to the entire status quo, which I think People's Party and the Muslim League people had failed to read. And it is a big frustration also for Nawaz Sharif that he even lost on one seat up in the north. So this had become clear that this man had outlived his utility. He won't be relevant to Pakistani politics anymore as far as active politics is concerned. He was here primarily to promote his daughter, Maryam Nawaz, and she has been made now the chief minister, or nominated as chief minister. And this is the destiny or the fate of people in countries like Pakistan, that the sons and scions and daughters of dynasties, they end up as the president, as the prime minister, the chief minister, whereas other leaders end up as the cheerleaders of these parties, these people.
That was Mr. Imtiaz Gul, senior journalist, joining us from Islamabad. Thank you so much for sharing all your insights with us, sir.
Welcome.